Hi everyone and welcome back to our final episode of Tower Talks by ION. As we began this season, my co-host Kelly DesRoches had the pleasure of interviewing two of our esteemed members, Bob Venero of Future Tech and Lisa Scott Founds of Winterfest. We're going to show you those two episodes right now, back to back, so you can enjoy what our members have to offer. And remember, Winterfest comes up this year in a couple months, and we want you guys to really give your support, come to the club, check out some of the participating events that we're doing, and really lean into what it means to be a Tower Club member. There aren't any food or drink segments on this particular episode, but we're excited to show you what we have, and even more excited to show you what's coming in season 2. So stay tuned, check it out, and enjoy.
Hi, I'm Kelly DesRoches, and this is Tower Talks. We are filming here at the Tower Club in Fort Lauderdale, and for those of you who don't know what the Tower Club is, it is a private membership-only club in the middle of downtown Fort Lauderdale. I recently partnered up with the founder of ION Channel, Jack Namer, who is also a member of the Tower Club, to highlight the members and their industries and companies. With that being said, I would like to introduce the president and CEO of Winterfest, Lisa Scott Founds.
Hi, Kelly. I love being here at the Tower Club. I love being a member of the Tower Club. Been, gosh, probably over 20 years now. And in fact, my father helped build this building, so it has a lot of heart and emotional soul for me.
Wow, that's amazing. Yes, because the Tower Club has been here for 50 years, so so you are born and raised in Fort Lauderdale, correct?
Our general baby.
Wow. And I just wanted to know a little bit more about Winterfest, how it started and how you became involved in being the president and CEO of Winterfest.
Great, I'd love to share. Winterfest started very organically. A gentleman by the name of Kay Pearson had this great idea to go out with friends during the holidays. And it really took off. So ultimately in the 80s, they were able to incorporate into Winterfest Inc. So it has really been around for 54 years, started in 1971.
Wow, amazing.
Well, so for me, I got involved in 1987. However, I've watched every single parade as a little girl. I grew up in Rio Vista, not on the water, but my family would spend one day a year with me. And that, well, I mean, it sounds bad, one day a year, but literally they would play with me one day a year because they were a lot older than I was. So I was 16 years younger than my oldest sister and 9 years away from my next closest kid. So we would go to the shores and I'd have my little ham sandwiches or, you know, blanket and whatever have you. And just have a great time to watch the parade because my mom always found out when it was. From that, I realized, wow, this brought my family together. It brings so many people together. And this is when it started in Port Everglades. Passing by the bridge and the Fort Lauderdale Yacht Club and 15th Street Fisheries and Pier 66 and a lot of, you know, excitement. And I just loved it. So when I graduated from college, I decided I want to volunteer for Winterfest. Best decision I ever made. Got to meet so many great people and learn so much about the organization and seeing now in my life today how it's grown so immensely is just so proud. It's such a proud moment.
Yeah, and I also did a little research of myself. So Winterfest actually brings in $50 million per year.
We do.
To Broward County.
We have an economic impact of $50 million. If you think about the 12 miles of this parade, now today it starts near the Performing Arts Centers where our staging. The beginning is at the Stranahan House. It goes all the way to Pompano, so we're in 2 cities. And you think about 12 miles, all of the restaurants, all of the hotels, the people with the house parties, the charitable parties, everybody coming in just to see this one-day live spectator event is incredible. When you think about over 1 million people lining the shores. And then we do a TV show with Channel 7 so people can see it afterwards or if they miss something. Or, of course, the boaters get to see themselves when we air the television show.
And I've actually been lucky enough to be in the parade in 2024. The Dining Divas and I, we had a yacht that we decorated. We spent like over 5 hours decorating our own yacht, and we actually won Best Lighting.
You did. You girls did a great job. And you know, thinking about the 50 million, you probably had a lot of food on that boat and you had entertainment. You think what you spent in the decorations. So you think some of these larger vessels, they're spending upwards of $50,000 just for the night to make sure that they're putting on a good show for everyone. So the DJs that are getting hired and the entertainers and then I look also, aside from bringing in the money, the value of the choreography and the entertainment that families are doing. They work so hard to make sure that they're putting on a good show. And so it's one day of this amazing free, fabulous entertainment.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love it. I think it's great for the community to bring everyone together. Again, 1 million eyes
Right.
on all the yachts and the boats and everyone that comes together. It's just a great thing.
Years ago, I'm just thinking, with Publix, it's their largest one day in the areas near the parade in their deli department. So you think about all of the food that they're supplying for many house parties. The boaters are having parties. We have 5,000 boaters out there. And then you think about the gas that's going into these boats. The efforts that, really put together. It's not just a pop-up parade where, all of a sudden one day you decide, oh, let's just do a boat parade. But there's so much work that goes into this.
Oh, I bet,
I
yeah.
mean, we have 50 board members.
Yeah.
We have 350 volunteers that we use. And Winterfest is obviously the signature event, but we work hard all year long on doing many different kinds of events.
Right, and for instance, the black tie ball. So that's one of the. I've been to so many different charity events in the community of Fort Lauderdale, but I've never ever seen anything like the black tie ball, and it's always themed. Yeah. This 2024 was the Lion King themed. Before that was Moulin Rouge,
right?
And like every year is so spectacular.
So speaking about the Seminole Hard Rock Winterfest Black Tie Ball, that is the largest black tie in all of Broward County. We had over 1,300 people last year, and the Seminole Hard Rock actually produces with their team this show. Not only are they an amazing sponsor, obviously, of the boat parade, but we're so lucky that they've really changed the dynamics of our gala. So we also are able to work with Broadway across America. They like to showcase a show that's actually coming to our Broward Center. So they give us choices of something that they can work with us and we can help promote. So like you said, we did Moulin Rouge, we've done Chicago, Phantom of the Opera, Kinky Boots, and then last year The Lion King was completely over the top. And I love that Ion South Florida is always there for us, showcasing what we do. But it's just an over-the-top event. But that's not our only event. We start off at the Marriott Harbor Beach with our launch party where we're launching the theme, and we have area restaurants that come out, and it's for our corporate sponsors and board of directors and all of the supporters that help make Winterfest what it is. So we move on from there to a Savor the Season at Steve Saver's home, working with the Fort Lauderdale International Film Festival. So it's nice when we can partner with other organizations as well. Then we have the largest Family Fun Day. So 6,000 people last year. Joe DiMaggio Children's Hospital and Publix, they're involved in that. And it's so beautiful because we can work with the Museum of Discovering Science. And they allow all the families that were at our event in at no charge.
Oh, wow.
So we had over 1,900 families, kids, adults last year coming in at no charge at the end of the day. So that really makes our Family Fun Day super special.
Nice.
Then we go into the Black Tie Gala. Like I said, 1,300 people, and Broward Health helps us with that, and Hotwire. We also then move into a skipper's meeting. So the boat parade, like I said, doesn't just happen. Our skipper's meeting is for those of whom that are participating in the parade. So it's all of the captains, boat owners, and then we have all of the law enforcement telling everybody what to expect. The tides, because every year it's so different, and the currents and things of that nature, just making that safety is our first priority.
Right.
And then we obviously have a Grand Marshal every year, a celebrity Grand Marshal, and obviously the Seminole Hard Rock helps us with that, just their entertainment base. So the Grand Marshal is super special. They're on the boat with us, but the night before the parade, we have a reception. So again, that is for our board members, our supporters, those of whom that really make Winterfest happen. Lots of entertainment that evening. So it's just an exciting night to say that Winterfest is around the corner. And then the next day, big VIP area that the Riverside Hotel helps us with, and we're working with Stranahan House. And then we also have a parade viewing area that Nicholas Children's Health helps us produce that. So anybody that would like to be a sponsor or a partner of ours, we love to open the doors to that beautiful area because it's right at the beginning of the boat parade. And we've got our judges there. That's where we film with Channel 7, and Ion's got some filming going on there. So it's really a super vibrant area.
Amazing. Yeah, so how, if somebody wanted to be a sponsor or have their own boat in the boat parade or donate?
It's super easy to be a participant. We've got a great website, winterfestparade.com.
Okay.
It's only $35 to enter a private boat in the parade.
Okay.
So it's not a costly matter because we really cherish everybody because they're out there decorating the boats and they're, like I said, doing the choreography and you had the experience.
Yeah.
And so we are just so grateful for those of whom that participate in the parade that it's not about the money for us. It's really just about creating the TV element and the show on the water and the free event that's highest quality ever.
Right, and then isn't it one of the top 20 parades right above like the Macy's parade and the Disney parade?
Yes,
and
we were
Bowl?
with the International Festival Events Association in USA Today. They nominated us as one of the top 20 parades in the entire world. Now, to put that in perspective, there are over 50,000 parades in the entire country. So being in the top 20 is really a major, undertaking and deal for us. So we're so elated about that.
That's amazing. And did you already know what the theme of the black tie ball is this year? It's coming up soon, I know, right?
So we're waiting to hear from Broadway across America so they can try to highlight some of the plays that are coming to our Broward Center, and then we'll be able to choose from that with our team at the Hard Rock.
Okay, nice. Yeah, because I've been to the black tie event the last 3 years, and it's the most spectacular event I've been to in my life.
It's
so
a
I can't
lot
wait
of
for
work.
this one. Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun, and it's great to see everybody being able to kick off the holiday season together. So it's so interesting. We, as a boat parade, started in Port Everglades, as I mentioned earlier. At that time, we were able to add 350,000 people to be able to see it from the shores of the New River and at no charge. So that's such a beautiful thing. And if anybody hasn't seen the staging during the day of the boat parade, we've got another 350,000 people down there that are able to watch the parade at no charge, obviously, and I love being a free event and just sharing that with everybody because you don't get to see that much these days.
Right.
But the staging is such incredible, vibrant location, and everybody's just rehearsing and putting on final decorations. There's team building going on and everybody trying to get in their positions, and I think I cry every year, but it's just an amazing opportunity that we were allowed to move the boat parade to start in the downtown and really add the element of so many more people to be able to see it.
Right, with all those high rises and all those,
especially now with the construction and more and more, and it's just more and more people being able to
Yes.
see this beautiful event.
It's going to keep growing.
Exactly.
Yeah, instead of 50 million, 100 million.
Yes,
in
right.
Broward County.
Numbers just keep growing and growing and growing.
That's amazing. So I'll just give you a couple minutes. Whatever you would like to tell everybody more about Winterfest. How can they reach you and how can they get involved?
So I do want to say thank you, obviously, to the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. When they literally opened their doors, they opened their arms to Winterfest. We were their very first sponsorship, and it is 21 years now, and that's a really long time. And because of them, we've had the opportunity to grow immensely in so many different phases. And anybody who would like to get involved, winterfestparade.com. We work with all our volunteers to figure out what a good fit for them would be, so they're not being plugged into something that's not up their wheelhouse. And so, we do our best with everybody and love our sponsors. Winterfest is a 501c4, and we do have a 501c3 foundation as well, but sponsorship is our lifeblood. We could not live without it. So it's so very important that the companies that are in our area, even national corporations that are involved, really start paying attention, if they haven't, to Winterfest, because there is an opportunity for every single company, person, from kids to adults, and there's something for everybody.
Right. No, I love it. Thank you so much for coming and speaking with me today.
And thank you, Kelly. I love
so much
Tower
more about
Talks.
Winterfest.
This is great. It's great for the members, and you're amazing.
Thank you so much.
So thank you. Call Kelly. Be a member.
Yeah, so thank you so much for tuning into Tower Talks. If you wanted more information, it'll be a link below to winterfestparade.com.
Yes.
And if you are interested in joining the Tower Club Fort Lauderdale, there will be a link, but you could also reach out to me. Hi, my name is Kelly DesRoches, and this is Tower Talks. We are filming here at the Tower Club in Fort Lauderdale. And for those of you who don't know what the Tower Club is, it is a private and social club in the middle of downtown Fort Lauderdale, been around for 50 years. And what we do here is we create opportunities for our members to connect. We have 800 members in this location, and we are affiliated with over 300 clubs nationwide. I created Tower Talks with the founder of Ion Channel, Jack Namer, to highlight the businesses and the industries of my members. With that being said, I would like to introduce you to the founder and CEO of Future Tech, Bob Venero. Hi, Bob.
Hello, Kelly. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Thank you for being on Tower Talks. And my first question to you is, how did you become involved with the tech industry, and how did you start Future Tech?
Great. Well, first of all, thank you for having me here. We love the club and everything that is associated with it, and we're really excited to be a part of it. For me, the technology world I got into was over 27 years ago. It's not something that I thought I was going to do. I know I only look like 25, 26 years old, but it's not something I really felt growing up I was going to be in the industry for, but I had seen some technology handed to me very early on, and I really started to like it, and I decided at a point that I really wanted to get into that industry and understand it. And this was in probably 88, 89, 1988, 89 is when we really first started. And I started thinking about it. I started working for a company called CompUSA. For us old people, you may remember that it was a store that you could go buy computers at, kind of like a Best Buy or other organizations now. And it was an interesting world for me because it was a combination of retail and corporate. But I very quickly realized that they didn't understand how to work with corporate America. And so when I was there doing the work, it was a quick time before I decided to move on to another company in Manhattan called MicroAge. I was living on Long Island at the time, and I was commuting though to Manhattan, and that was not fun from Long Island. So if you hear about the terror commutes of being on a cold train, stuck with a ton of people, it was a very interesting time. But that's how I started to get more and more into the corporate area. Mm-hmm. And then very quickly I realized that my customers were buying from me, not really from the other company. And that commute was really, bearing down on me. And so I decided to see if I could work a couple of days at home a week. And I asked ownership, and they said yes. And then 2 days turned to 3 days, and 3 days to 4 days. And then eventually I was like, why am I working for them? And so I decided at that point, I had a new house, a new baby, and I don't say a new wife because it's my first wife, and it still is.
The only wife.
Yes, my only wife. I decided, hey, maybe this is something I could do myself. And so I spoke to my customers, and I said, hey, listen, I'm thinking about doing this, and if I do, would you work with me still? And all of the customers said yes, they would. And at that point I said, all right, you know what? No risk, no reward. I actually was stressing about it for a long period of time. And then I was watching an infomercial from Tony Robbins, if you remember the guy, the motivational speaker. And basic tenets, right? No risk, no reward, set your goals, do things. And that gave me the lift to say, hey, I'm gonna go do this. And basically I decided, hey, let's start the company. I started in the basement of the house. I always say this, a credit card and a prayer, and then more credit cards, and then a lot more prayers to pay for the credit cards, and all of that, because we really self-funded it. And I brought partitions into the basement so I could have employees in the basement.
Wow.
It was really a cool, interesting time. And then a funny story about that was I had purchased a phone system that when you called, it had, for sales, press 1, for service, press 2, for engineering, press 3. And I had different family members put their voice on it at that time. It was me for sales, and Tracy for service, and my friend so that you appeared a lot bigger than you were. And that was, I don't want to say the word, fake it till you make it, but that's what it was back then.
Wow.
And it's been 27 years. We have grown tremendously. We hit over $500 million in revenue this year. And so from, I think $10,000 the first year to, over $500 million with complete organic growth. It's just been an amazing journey. We've met some great people along the way.
Thank you. Yeah, that's amazing. So I know that Future Tech has a lot of big companies that are partnered with you, like Microsoft, NVIDIA, Apple, Dell. So can you tell me a little bit about how you created these relationships? Being from a 10,000 a year company to a $500 million company, how did you create these relationships, and how did you get them to partner with you?
Yeah, early on, we realized that it was very important to have strategic, powerful partnerships that are out there. And so when I was devising and defining the company, I really wanted to make sure that I had those right partnerships. And those partnerships have changed over the years, right? Where a company like NVIDIA today, who is the #1 AI company in the world, back in 1988, 89 was not that company, right? They were very different. And so you had to have some foresight to understand what things were going to look like in the future. And actually, we were one of Dell's first partners when they decided to come into the partner world. And Michael Dell flew out to New York. We had an incredible meeting together for the first time. Prior to that, we were, I don't want to say enemies, but we competed.
Oh, okay.
Because Michael was directly to the customer, and we were considered what the channel was. And when he decided he was going to go into the channel, I decided, hey, I want to partner with him, I want to align, because I really understood his vision and where he was trying to go. And if you look at what Dell has accomplished, right, they are the largest technology provider in the world, bar none. And we've done billions of dollars with them. And last year we were their federal partner of the year. The year before that, their federal partner of the year. The year before that, we were their strategic partner of the year. And so these relationships are key, and they're going to change over time and adjust, because you don't know what the next thing is, right? You talk about AI today, and if you 10 years ago you said, would we be where we are with ChatGPT and all this today? I'd be like, well, probably not. Oh, that's a little scary, but here's where we are.
Right.
So they're keys, and they're keys for the tools in our toolbox to be able to talk to our customers about solutions and bringing value. We're that honest broker that drives the solutions with those different partners in those organizations, right, that we work with.
And I know that you do business with a lot of companies that have 10,000 employees or more. So these are big time companies that you're working with.
Yeah.
So what are your top 3 companies, and what do you provide for their companies, like your technology solutions that you provide them?
Yeah, we work with the big guys, right? And that was the defining moment for the company when I started it, because I didn't want to have a lot of small companies, because I felt that it was a lot more work to have a lot of smaller companies versus if you spend more time and getting the big dogs, right? You can build, you can build better relationships with those organizations, and they can trust you as a solution provider to be able to do things for them. When we came down to Florida, Northrop Grumman, who's been a customer of ours for 27 years, Kathy Warden, their CEO, came and did the ribbon cutting here, and which was an amazing thing, right? You had I forget how many billions, there were like 30 or 40 billion dollar company come, and their CEO is doing the ribbon cutting at little old Future Tech, right here in Fort Lauderdale, which is amazing. And we work with companies like them, Johns Hopkins, right, McKesson, Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, General Dynamics, and the list goes on and on of these types of organizations that we work with, and we help provide technology solutions for the things that they're trying to do. We really try to create and understand what their goals are as a company, and then with all the stuff that we do as an organization, how can we help them accomplish their goals?
Okay.
And to us, that's key. And the Tower Club has been very important in helping us in fulfilling some of those additional relationships, and being here in a quieter environment to have lunch and business relationships and things to that effect.
Yeah, it's important. We always try to make the atmosphere like a successful experience, so you can get business done at the tower.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so you're located in 170 countries too, right?
Yeah, so international was big for us. We went international about 10 years ago, because most of the companies that we work with, they're not small mom and pop shops, right? So they have international presences. So what we wanted to do was be able to support them in the country. So we can support 170 countries. We are in 35 countries directly as Future Tech, which is a very big lift, and it's really fun to manage all of the chaos associated with that, especially with geopolitical challenges that are out there today. So, but we've got a great team of folks that really help the international component, and we're on a hiring tear right now, bringing on more and more people. I think we hired like 35 or 40 people in the last 3 weeks to a month. It's been crazy.
How many people, how many employees do you have at your company right now?
So
in total, you think?
Yeah, so we have there's well over 300 without contractors, but then I have multiple companies in support of our customers. So you have Future Tech Enterprise, then I have another company called Future Tech Fulfillment Solutions, Future Tech Veterans Solutions, right, supporting veterans, and it's a service disabled veterans organization that we have, and then VTech, which is a hub zone, historical underutilized business zone, and that's in Plano, Texas. So combined, there's quite a few employees that we have.
Okay, and your headquarters are here in Fort Lauderdale.
Headquarters are in
right there.
good old sunny Fort Lauderdale. Yeah, yeah, and it's been an amazing journey to move from New York to here, to a state and a governor who really appreciates business, right? And the capitalism associated with that. It's been a game changer for us, and so we're very, very thankful that we made that move. Besides the tan that I got, you know, I mean, the tan is great, and the beautiful weather. I mean, these horrible things that, you know, Fort Lauderdale gives us.
Well, thank you so much for coming here today. If you have anything to tell everybody, just use the time now.
Yeah, no, look, Fort Lauderdale, Florida is an amazing business, a place to do business. We're very happy to be here. We're very happy to be a part of the Tower Club. Kelly does an amazing job in bringing people together. So if you're not a member of the Tower Club, get in here, meet some of your folks, and have a good day.
Thank you so much for joining us on Tower Talks. In the link below, we will have Future Tech and Tower Club's websites. If you're interested in membership, you could always contact me. Tower Talks will be streaming on all Tower Club and Ion channel platforms. And until next time.